Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming here today. My name is Dominika Kossowska. I'm working in Educational Department of the Asia and Pacific Museum, and I'm the curator of the Non-Ephemeral Words exhibition. Due to my archaeological background, I focus on history of writing, its development, changes, and expansion. Our museum cooperates with many Orientalists, linguists, and graphics, which I'm very grateful for. Such collaboration brings measurable effects in many fields, thanks to which we are not limited only to the historical aspect of the script. The idea of the exhibition dedicated to majority of word writing system was born during the educational classes. Few years ago, the idea of the exhibition dedicated to majority of word writing systems was born during the educational classes. Few years ago, we created a workshop for children entitled From Pictograms to Alphabet. It is focused on the oldest systems, pictograms, and the idea of first graphic communication, cuneiform, Egyptian hieroglyphs, Chinese characters, and short story of Phoenician alphabet. In addition, during classes, children had to make their own cuneiform tablet, what was supposed to make them feel like ancient scribes, or they were trying to use traditional Chinese calligraphy. They always have a lot of fun. We realized that the history of writing is surprising and interesting not just for children, but also for their teachers and parents. Hence, we created writing workshops during the Science Picnic, the Europe's largest outdoor event aiming to promote science. We mainly arrange activities for adults, but children were also interested. They would mostly help their parents. However, sometimes they would try to do tasks on their own, even though the tasks were really difficult even for adults. During the picnic, we explained the development of the alphabet, but we also presented some pictures from our collection, some books, for example, Indian books on palm leaves, Burman lacquered cards, Filipinian inscriptions on bamboo, and so on. During this event, we had a lot of interesting discussions. We realized we should do something more in the field of writing because people are really interested in this topic. We came into a conclusion that there is a lot to offer in this field, both for the residents of Warsaw and beyond. Writing and letters is something so strongly connected with our daily activity that majority of people don't even think about their genesis and history. It's something obvious for us. It's like language. All of us speak at least one, but only some people think about the origin of words, look for similarities with other languages, etc. But it's really easy to draw attention to the aspect of writing. People very quickly start to think about it and ask a lot of questions. They really like to know how it happened that we use Latin alphabet, why Chinese script is still used in China. Therefore, we've decided to exhibit our collection and tell more about writing systems. We collaborated with scientists, mostly from the University of Warsaw and Polish-Japanese Academy of Information Technology. Please look at the colophon of the non-ephemeral words. You can see how many people were involved in the exhibition project. The copy of Codis Boturini opens the exhibition. It's here. The book shows Aztecs' migration from mythical Aztlan to Tenochtitlan, modern Mexico City. This object is the first exhibit because while looking at it, you may think about the definition of writing. You can ask yourself when we can say that some system of graphic communication is writing. Where is the difference between writing and other graphical communication systems. Because it's important that Aztec writing note only in some cases language. Okay, in the second sector, there are three oldest independently created scripts: Egyptian, cuneiform, and Chinese characters. All of these systems are logophonographic. It means that the one sign notes mostly word or idea, syllable, or few phones. The cuneiform and Egyptian hieroglyphs were born in the 4th millennium BC. Chinese characters are much younger because the oldest examples are dated to the 13th century BC. But it is the oldest script that still exists, not only in China, but also in Japan, where Chinese characters called kanji are used together with two syllabaries, hiragana and katakana. Chinese writing also spread to Vietnam and Korea, where now alphabetical systems are in official use. Next space is devoted to alphabetical systems. It is fascinating that different scripts were created few times in the history of the world, but an alphabet was invented only once. It occurred in Canaan, the territory of modern Israel, Palestine, and Lebanon, where in the 2nd millennium BC, people started to use some Egyptian hieroglyphs to note consonants of their language. For example, this thing means house. In the Semitic languages, house is beit or bait. The first letter of this word is B, bait, B. For Canaanite people, this sign noted not the whole house, but only letter B. The head in their language is Rashu. That is why the hieroglyph representing head noted letter R. The descendants of Canaanite Phoenicians standardized the first alphabet, and they made it famous in the ancient world. At this graph, you can see how the idea of alphabet was spread over the world, to ancient Greece, to Roman Empire, to Aramaic people, Hebrew, Arabic tribes, and even Mongolians. All alphabetical systems are successor of Canaanite invention and indirectly also Egyptian hieroglyphs. Here you can see how the letters differed. Mostly the modern form of the letters distinguished a lot from hieroglyphs, but for example, Latin letter M is still very similar to the hieroglyph meaning water. You can see here. In the alphabetical space, we present few fascinating objects, but the most important are three of them. The Egyptian papyrus from the 3rd century BC. During this time, Egypt was ruled by Ptolemy dynasty with Macedonian origin. The official language and script used was Greek. This papyrus is a letter to King Ptolemy from a soldier who wrote that he had designed an irrigation system to prevent drought and crop failure. In the same cabinet, you can see tablets from Podebłocie. This is tablets which were found in Polish land, and you can see at them Greek monogram of Jesus Christ. These tablets are dated to the 9th century AD, 1 century before baptism of Poland. Moreover, it is the oldest known inscription in the Polish land. Another very surprising item is a book written in Arabic letters. It is a Polish Tatar prayer book. The majority of text is in Arabic and Turkish language, but some notes are in Polish, but Polish written in Arabic letters. It's very interesting and not commonly known history that Polish Tatars noted Polish language using Arabic script. Next sector is devoted to Indic scripts. The oldest examples of Indic scripts are dated to 3rd century BC. It's Brahmi script, which we can classify as Abugida, alpha syllabaris. Probably the inventors of Brahmi were inspired by Aramaic script. Brahmi developed very quickly. The successor of Brahmi spread over the India to Tibet and Southeast Asia. There are over 200 Abugidas, which several dozen are used to note official languages of the region. There is no other place on the world with such diversity of writing systems. At the exhibition, we show Indic and Nepali manuscripts in Devanagari and Nagari, palm leaves book from Orissa, also Tibetan manuscripts, Javanese, Balinese manuscripts on palm leaves, Burmese lacquered card, and the variety of writing system and languages is well illustrated in my favorite book. It is typical 18th century book from Thailand, made on traditional Thai paper. It's written in Pali language, but the Pali language is Indic language of the Buddhist canon. That's why it's also used in Southeast Asia. But the text is not written in Thai letters. It's written in Khmer letters because Thai people before 19th century never wrote Pali language in Thai script. Resuming, from Thailand, just one country of Southeast Asia, we present books wrote in Thai script, Khmer script, Lana script, it was used in northern Thailand, and Shan script, Burmese variant used by Shan minority living in the Thai borders. So you can see diversity of script and languages used in Southeast Asia. A majority of exhibits are sacred books, old manuscripts, and historical objects, but scriptheads still exist and develop. Thanks to the collaboration with Aleksandra Twardokes from University of Warsaw, the last part of the exhibition shows modern writing, typography and the writing in virtual reality. Is this part. You can see also a rich collection of museum posters. And at the end, I would like to tell about a very interesting element on the exhibition. Interviews with young Polish font designers. The movie was realized by Ewa Satelecka and Maciej Połczyński from the Polish-Japanese Academy of Information Technology. It is very valuable to have such movie on the exhibition. Thanks to collaboration with Ewa Satelecka and Polish-Japanese Academy of Information Technology, during the first month of the exhibition, we could present beautiful calligraphic works of Brody Neuenschwander, presented in the space of the museum. We hosted Brody, who made a great performance, A Brush with Silence. Additionally, if any of you are interested in Asiatic manuscript and xylographies, please feel invited to take a look on our project, Digitization of Manuscripts and Printed Books from the Asian Pacific Museum collection. We collaborate with scientists who study our books. When the book is identified, we digitalize it and put it online on the page manuscript.museumazi.pl. Right now the page is under construction, but at the beginning of the next year, half of our collection will be available there. In the Asian Pacific Museum, there are very interesting books, about 200 books, mostly manuscripts from Myanmar, Nepal, India, Tibet, Mongolia, and Indonesia. Only some of them you can see at the exhibition. But as I said before, you can see this manuscript also online. Thank you for your attention. I invite you to see exhibition during lunch break. Thank you.